Hello, thanks for the opportunity to tell you about my book that I've just published. It's called Green Shadows, Living Through the Coup of 2000. I got a job in Fiji at the University of the South Pacific as a Director of Education, and I was really excited about it because my research was in the area of education in different cultural environments and in global citizenship education in social education. I gave up my job in Canberra. I sold my house, which was a terrible mistake. I packed my whole life up into storage or on the ocean to Fiji. I put my daughter into a mature student hostel in Canberra to finish her degree, and I went to Sydney Airport to go to Fiji. It turned out not to be so simple to get to Fiji. When I got there for the job, things weren't easy either. And I had lots of problems. Eventually, after a few months, I had a decent place to live. My staff had wandered back from their holidays where nobody had known where they were or when they were coming back. And we'd actually set up our programs for the year and started working. And the University of the South Pacific is a university for the South Pacific, and it's composed of 13 Pacific Island nations. So all the students and staff you're dealing with are Micronesian, Polynesian, Melanesian, and the Indo-Fijians. So it was an incredible cultural mix to be working in. I was very excited. I just settled down, really thought this is going to be really good. I was expecting to be there for 3 to 6 years or 6 years. And then on Friday, the 19th of May, 6 men walked into Parliament with a few guns and a few sticks and took over Parliament and locked all the MPs into 2 rooms. I actually thought this was a joke. It was such a Mickey Mouse thing. And 1.5 kilometres up the road, there was a fully manned army barracks. So I thought they'd just go down and sort this all out in a few days. Nobody did anything. And a few days turned into a few weeks, and a few weeks turned into a few months, and kept waiting and waiting for something to be sorted out. After 3 months, the negotiations got to a stage where the hostages were let out of these 2 rooms after 3 months. And the 2,000 plus people who'd set up a village in the parliamentary buildings were dispersed. And the international press packed up and went home saying, that's it, all over. Well, it wasn't all over for us who were living there, and it went on for a long time, afterwards, months and months, another 6 months, and it got more violent and more difficult. I actually stayed there for 2 years. After that, I was pretty emotionally exhausted, so I left in the end. And this is my story of my time there, of my experience. It's a memoir of living through a civil war. I think we tend to call things a coup and think that they're not much, but not. It was an absolute civil war. And I think if you have any interest in Fiji, if you've been there as a tourist, if you're planning to go there, you'll be interested to read it because it introduces you to a completely other side of Fiji that is rumbling there all the time. It never sort of settles down. And it's so different from what you see as a tourist and the smiling faces on the advert. And even when this was going on, tourists were flying into Nandi, going out to the islands, coming back and going home, and they had no idea that this was going on in the country. So I hope you buy it. It's for sale at the back. It's $28. I take cash or card, or you can get it online on my website. It's on the brochures I put around. Thank you very much.